Welcome to Rhythm of Love, the podcast. I'm Clarence.
And I'm Yalonda. We celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary by writing a book together about what it took to get us here.
And in this podcast, we go deeper and break down what we learned along the way. We hope you enjoy and engage.
Comment, share, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say about what it takes to make relationships last.
Yes, we will. I guess we can start. Yes.
Yeah.
We start. Okay. All right.
We can start.
Welcome to this week's episode. I can't even say weeks anymore. We've taken so much time off. The summertime has been brutal. This summer has been absolutely not brutal because that sounds like it's busy. Bad. It's just it's been super busy this summer.
This guy has been busy.
It's my, with my job having me do a lot of travel, even if it's only 1 and 2 days, but it really interrupts our
it's
rhythm.
Usually 1 or 2 days that we might use to stream, and then you come back and then you have a gig.
Right. So the weekends have been. But that's how I afford the red bottoms.
Yes, it is. Whenever you buy them.
When I buy you the red bottoms, that's how I afforded. That's how I will have afforded the red bottoms. When I do buy it.
Okay, all right.
I haven't bought them yet.
You have not bought them yet.
Bro, when I do, I almost bought you some Jimmy Choo's.
Yes, we both went into a Jimmy Choo store, and neither one of us even wanted to spend that type of money.
Because that was 8 or 9 years ago, and them shoes were $800 or $900.
Were they?
Yeah.
Listen, I let that go out of my head.
The shoes were at least $850.
All I remember was how good they felt on my feet, and that you could send them back and they would re-heel them, resole them, has it for life. And
So, and the funniest thing about that to me,
I don't know about $800 or $900, but
they were absolutely $800 or $900.
Jimmy Choo's.
Jimmy Choo's. So, and the funnier part for me about those shoes was not the price. It was, I said it's a big birthday for you. I will splurge. Go in there and get the shoes if you want them. And even you, with permission, couldn't bring yourself to buy those shoes.
Couldn't bring myself to do it. They felt really good, and I had a ball walking around in them in the store. But then I was like, I need to wear heels at least 2 or 3 times a week.
At least.
Every week.
I wasn't saying
those things would still be maybe worn like 5 times.
Maybe
at this point.
Maybe.
I would have forced everything I bought to go with those shoes.
Yeah, in my opinion, women who are willing, not even women that sounds
people.
Yes, people who are willing to spend those kinds of money on those kinds of things, either have hella disposable income,
right?
Or they actually can have some value with them. And I understand how those things could be of value if you are using them all the time.
Right, that's what I said. If I was going to the office or I was, on a speaker circuit,
I could see it. Right, you on your feet a lot.
At least, even if I was at church, like I was on the worship team, I gotta be something. I can't just be in the closet.
So and so this is the difference between price and value to me.
Okay.
Because when I was in college, I had a friend of mine who had a Hyundai Sonata, and it was hot. It was nice. Like the fully loaded Hyundai Sonata.
That's what you didn't get on the Hyundai.
But he got a job in New York. And he lived here.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on the road going up and down between here and New York a lot. And he was pretty tall. He was like 6'11". I hung out with a lot of basketball guys. Mm-hmm. So he was like 6'11". So he rode that Sonata for
he's almost 7 foot tall.
Yeah. He rode that Sonata for about 6 months. and then he traded that joint in, and he got him a 7 Series BMW, and
It was much more spacious.
much more spacious inside for him, much more better, much better for the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know he got the new car, so I ran into him. I was at the subway station one day. I'm sorry, at the subway station. I was at the BWI train station, headed down to DC, and I see him in the train station. And I was like, we started talking, and he's like, "Where you going?" "I'm going to DC." He was like, "Well, I'm headed that way. I can just take you." So I'm walking out thinking we're going to get into this Sonata that he had.
The tricked out Sonata.
And he got this big beamer, and
they can get money in New York.
I said, "What happened?"
Okay, upgrade.
And then he explained to me, I, and that's the first time that I've ever understood a person saying something like, "I needed it." Like, he needed the space, he needed the durability on the road, he needed those things, and he could afford it. So I mean, and that was no big deal. It had nothing to do with how much money he was making, it's how much money his family had. But I mean, that's the truth. It's just how much money his family had.
Okay.
But when you ride in the Sonata, you thinking, he only a few years older than me, so you thinking it's okay. But to go from a Sonata to a 7 Series BMW is a huge jump.
Yes, yeah. I mean, maybe he was just trying to be practical and frugal. If you say his family has money and he was trying to be like, "I don't need my family's money. I'm going to go get this car."
And that's probably true. All that's probably
get
true.
This vehicle.
All that's probably true.
So the difference between price and value
is, price is what you pay, but value is what you get out of what you pay. So, he may have paid less for the Sonata, but he wasn't getting what he really needed for the money that he had spent.
Right.
Whereas he paid for this BMW and he felt like he was getting all the value that he needed out of it. Mm-hmm. And he drove that BMW for 5 or 6 years, and then he eventually got a truck. So, and then he started having to go up and down the road as much. So,
okay. So that does relate to what we're going to be talking about today, but I'm not trying to jump there.
No problem.
I'm not going to jump there.
We haven't even introduced ourselves yet.
Listen, we don't introduce ourselves no more. Come on in here, sit on down on the velvet sofa, as we like to say.
Yes, on the Sunday streams, that's the velvet sofa.
On our Sunday streams, on the velvet sofa. Flopping on the velvet sofa. Thank you, J Trey. So yeah,
welcome.
You really are. Okay, welcome to Rhythm of Love, the podcast. The next episode. The long wait is come.
The long wait is over. It's like a Sade album.
Okay. I hope y'all love us as much, anywhere near as much as we love Sade.
It's like a Sade
be happy to see us back again.
Yes, exactly.
That's for you, Funk Lord. Yes. I know you love Sade, and you be trying to tell us, listen,
when
make a new episode. Right. What are you doing?
So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. The link will be right down here.
Comment.
And comment. That's how we know. We're trying to get our what's the word I want to say? We're trying to get our consistency back.
Oh, okay, yes.
We're trying to
get our consistency. Going
back.
To get our consistency back. Is do or do not. There is no try.
Come on. That's the third time I've said that today. That's the third today. That's the third time that's been said today.
Today? Wow. Okay. First time for me.
First time for you.
But yes, do or do not. There is no try. We are going to be more consistent. I was hoping to find a time because we were recording like at 11 o'clock at night on Friday or Saturday night. And then we stay up till 11 doing our streams on Sunday. And a sister needs consistency with getting in the bed because I'm like naturally a night owl, and it cuts into the morning of me just getting up and starting my day.
I agree with that.
I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
So maybe we can, on a night that we take Moni out, we can also say we'll be back by 9 or so and get to recording.
All right, I'm going. Try to make my microphone like yours. Yours is perfect.
Is it? That's rare because it's not typically perfect.
It's perfect. Mine's covering my face.
Okay.
Yours is perfect. Doesn't
Okay.
cover your face at all. So
Okay.
all right.
So yes, welcome to the next episode. I'm Yolanda. This is Clarence, and we telling you like a TI is from the Gen X perspective, from our individual perspectives, because we don't always agree.
Exactly. So we've been married now 29 years this summer. So
yes,
we got lots of relationship. We got lots of marriage experience.
Yeah, we got lots of marriage experience. We don't have much relationship. Well, we don't have much dating experience.
We don't have any dating experience. Yes. So if you're here for dating tips,
because we were young.
If you're here for dating tips, that's the wrong.
Unless you just want to date your spouse, then
yeah. Okay.
You know, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing, right?
Absolutely a thing.
It's like a thing for us as of late,
right?
Because
we took a long time off of not really doing that.
Yes, because once Simone got out of school and she's just here 24/7. She don't even like to visit other people's houses, so it's not even like you can say, "Can you take money for the weekend?" So now we really got blessed with a caregiver that can be there for her even on the weekends, stay with her, those kind of things. So we've been having our little dates.
Yes, real dates
and stuff.
Yes, real good stuff.
Staying in hotels and stuff.
Yeah, so it's been good.
I'm excited. Yeah,
it's been good. We are certainly on a peak and not in a valley, because we had our peaks and valleys. We're on a peak for sure. We're on the top of a mountain right now, so it's good times.
Good to be here. Times. It's nice view from up here.
So let's kick us off this week with our 3Bs.
3Bs.
3Bs. I wish we need a drum roll or something for these 3Bs. Okay, so the topic for this week is 3 things that get us riled up with one another. It's such a good topic. It's such a funny topic. So
it's funny for me the most. Well, extra specially funny because I've been reading these psychology books, for lack of a better term, like understanding, how to relate, why you have issues with this, that, or the other.
Okay.
One is called Secure Relating. One is called How to Do the Work. And so some of these things, I know that that it's like triggers for you, that it like activates your nervous system. It's like the right word to use. But we gonna say riled up because they get us riled up.
All right.
So I cannot say the first one.
Sure.
The first one for me is this guy's tone.
Yes.
Either he's sounding like, to me, I hear the harshness of your tone. Even if you're, sometimes you're just excited, and, you have a loud booming voice and things like that. And I'll be like, shorty, I can't hear what you're saying because of your tone. Or you're the opposite stream of that, where I'm like, this is a problem. We need to, You're like, it'll be fine. What? It'll be fine? Sorry, I'm probably getting into another one about this on here.
That's fine.
Yes. Fine.
There it is right there. See,
fine or okay.
That's fine. It's okay.
See?
It's fine.
It's never like that. It's more like,
it's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be like, what are you getting so upset about? Okay, so that's 2 things for me. Your tone, say fine.
But okay, so let's talk about both of these a little bit.
Okay.
So the first one, I get it, that sometimes I believe what I believe with such belief that it comes across strongly.
Yes.
Super
it comes
strongly.
across like
With
no one could
force.
possibly think differently than what I'm saying right now.
Right. But that the intention is not to make you not have the thoughts that you have. But I do think what I think, and I
And you
think
just
what I
like
think,
to
and I
express it.
believe in what. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it, because I would say the other part, the other side of me, which is I'll say I don't really know.
Right. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm unsure.
Could be.
But if
I've been wrong before.
I've been a couple times.
Only a few times.
Couple times.
In your whole life.
A couple times. But if I believe it's true, then I believe it's true.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first side of that.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one, it's going to be all right. It is my attempt to let you know that this is going to be fine, that we're going to work it out. And because if I'm worried about it,
I need the how.
You need the how.
I need, why are you so sure about this?
And sometimes I don't necessarily have the how. And sometimes, I mean, that's the truth. Sometimes I don't have the how. And sometimes I don't know how it's going to work out. So because I don't know how it's going to work out, doesn't mean I don't think it's going to work out. True. Especially depending on what it is. You know, whether or not someone's going to get their homework done, or whether or not you're going to find something to wear when we're going to an event. And I can't find anything. And I'll say, it's going to be okay.
Whether or not the weeds are growing out of place.
Whether or not the weeds are growing out of the neighbor's weeds are encroaching into our yard.
It's 100 degrees outside and nobody wants to go out there.
The way the weeds are coming into our yard.
Yes.
And I guess it is partly they're weeds. You know, it's not
right.
A bigger one is an easier one is the lantern flies. But I haven't actually said anything about these lantern flies.
You have not said anything.
Because
I've actually saved me from a lantern fly. Saved me from. But you killed one for me that had gotten into the house. And I greatly appreciate that.
Because I learned that I can't say it's okay anymore.
I just see you.
If I'm
learning and changing.
Even if I mentally am saying the words.
Like, it's fine.
I just don't say it.
No, I appreciate that, because it's almost like it has felt like a shutdown. Like, it'll be fine. Like, let's not even talk about this anymore. Or what are you going on about, kind of thing. Instead of validating that I have a feeling that is a legitimate feeling. Or, you know, I have a question that's a legitimate question. I have a concern that's a legitimate concern. It's like, that's a legitimate concern. I think it's going to be all right. I'm not sure how yet, but I think we're going to be fine. That's more like validating and then saying it'll be fine, as opposed to just, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I don't want to be shut down.
I understand that.
Yeah.
You know, so, but
yes.
That I am not always good at that, because, you know, just like I don't think every thought or every feeling I have is a valid feeling. It's valid to have it. Right. It doesn't mean that
you need to express
what I'm feeling is something that needs to be dealt with, and something, you know, sometimes they don't need to be dealt with, to me.
Right.
So, or the solution for them is a fairly simple solution, and we just gotta work our way to getting that solution done. Like, you know, the grass is an easy one, because we talked about that, because the neighbor's weeds are like Napoleon in the French. It's just encroaching on our grass a little bit at a time.
And we put a lot of work and money into having a pretty lawn, because we're like on the corner. Our house is elevated a bit, so it's nice to look.
So I
nice.
figured out, I said, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to change
the way you cut the grass.
The way I cut the grass to blow their weeds into their yard.
But I in that case, actually, I did always feel like you had the same level of concern that I did about it. That wasn't a shutdown thing, because it's just crazy.
It was a lot.
It's crazy, and it's hard to fight them, and et cetera, et cetera. So I felt like in that particular case, you did have a similar concern as me. The lantern flies, no.
I don't.
Because, yeah, I do have a bug thing. I looked it up. It's called, I can't remember the word now.
Bugophobia?
No.
Bugging out?
Bugging out. Yes, it's called a thing. And you're going to look it up. I'll look it up and then we can put it at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
But there is a name for people who, it's not a fear of bugs. Like, I don't fear the lantern flies. I don't think they're going to do anything to me. Even cicadas, the 17-year cicadas.
Cicada landed on Chris's shirt while we was outside yesterday. I mean, on Sunday.
A cicada?
A cicada. Clearly a cicada.
Well, I hear them, so I know they're around. They're not the 17-year ones.
He just
flucked it off. Right.
You would have gone crazy.
I would have said, is that gone crazy?
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's the creepy crawlies. It gives me the heebie-jeebies to even just see them and think about them. And the lanternflies are everywhere, and they're just like cicadas. They're dumb, and they just fly into anything, and they're just, but I've been getting my revenge on the lanternflies. So.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
All right, so you got your tone, and you're okay. Should I say a third thing and you say three things, or are you just gonna add one thing to this?
I'll just add one thing.
It might be 3Bs plus 1, 3Bs plus 2.
Right.
So go ahead.
My thing is when you get defensive.
Yes.
So,
yes.
nothing riles me up like feeling like every word I say
is an accusation.
It's not, because it's absolutely not.
Yes. And, I have been doing the work to get that under control, to recognize, reading the books, meditating, affirmations. I have, historically gotten most of my validation or sought my validation externally from me, particularly from you. And I realize that's, I shouldn't need you to do that, to validate everything. Of course, as I just said before, there is some level of connection that happens when I don't slough off your concerns or thoughts and you don't slough off mine. Sure. But in terms of you being able to come to me and say, I disagree that you said this or did this or this made me feel a certain way, I don't need to take that as a judgment of my entire person. It's just the thing, that's an opportunity for me to learn more about you. Oh, so that bothers you in that way? Why? Say more about that. As opposed to just immediately being like, whatever I say.
You don't go into ghetto black girl mode. You don't do that.
But I do. But I am. My feathers are ruffled.
Your feathers are clearly ruffled.
It's not a dialogue.
You just stop talking.
Yep.
And I'll stop talking too. So, but that's another story. Because once you stop talking, then it becomes a contest of who can stop talking the longest. Who can say the least becomes the next contest. Oh,
and then the next right. Oh, you gonna give me the cold shoulder? I'll show you the cold shoulder.
We can see how this.
Then, because we love each other, the next contest is who can say sorry fastest, or who could bring us back together again. Yeah, but not so much these days on our mountaintop.
We're on our mountain right here, so it's not like that right now. Right now, we in good times. All good times. All right, you want your third one? Oh, you got your two. That's three then. That's fine. We go.
Yeah, that's enough. All right.
Go with those three. Let me have some water.
Hope that helped you. That's a straw. There.
Is it alcoholic?
No, it's not alcoholic. It's a lot. That would be a lot of.
Thank you.
Drink.
So the reason I had to ask if it was alcoholic, I went to a wedding I had to DJ a wedding this weekend, and they set my DJ table up right next to this the drink station, but it was a self-serving drink station. So there was these two pitchers of punch, and those kind of self-serving things where you just pull the thing down, and then there was a bunch of sodas and some water and things like that. But the waters and the soda were on the other side of the table, and I'm closest to these punches. So I hit the punch, bang, I drink it. I say, man, this is some of the best punch I've ever had in my life. So I'm about 5 or 6 cups into this punch over about a 30-minute stretch.
Tell us the size of the cups.
The cups might be 4 ounces.
Okay.
The cups are maybe 4 ounces, 3 or 4, 4 ounces. I'm putting ice in them and everything.
Okay. So you're not even filling it up.
Right. Because I'm not able to drink it all at one time. I take a hit and I want to put it down. I want it to be cold when I come back.
Right.
That's why I got the ice. And next thing I know, my vision starts to blur. And the room gets a little unsteady,
wobbly,
and I'm like, wait a minute. So I see the coordinator and I say, is this alcoholic? And she said, oh yeah, those are margaritas.
Margaritas, y'all. He was five shots of margarita in before he was like, So
I said, oh my Lord.
They couldn't have put much alcohol in those.
I said, I need them waters over there. Nothing but water. Nothing but water. So I had to drink water for the rest of the time. And my buddy was with me. He was like, you going to be okay? I was like, I don't know.
Because, y'all, he does not really drink at all. Maybe a Mike's Hard Lemonade here and there or Amaretto Sour. But certainly not margaritas.
Right. It's so infrequent.
Certainly not tequila. That's hilarious.
So my vision cleared up by the time.
Now every drink you're going to be like, wait, is this?
I got to check. I didn't
never let that happen.
I sold it was punch. I mean, it was, yes. I mean,
you said it was good.
It was
best punch I ever had.
It was self-serve. It was self-serve. There was kids there. It wasn't nobody stopping them from getting punched.
Some type of sign on there.
Right. It was nobody stopping anybody from getting anything. So in my mind,
that couldn't have been alcoholic.
You can't have alcohol out here.
Just sitting on here with no sign or anything. Like when we had our cookout on Labor Day.
Right.
And somebody brought watermelon.
Right.
With tequila. I marked that thing up.
So people would know.
Yes.
This is adult.
This is adult watermelon. Right. This is tequila in the watermelon.
Tequila in the watermelon. So, but yeah, yeah. But I got my
You got it back together.
I got my vision back.
Because you catch it early.
I catch it the moment I start to stagger.
Stagger? This staggering is in your mind, boo. I've never seen you stagger.
That's exactly.
Even when I'm standing next to you and like, whoa.
Sorry, it's getting fuzzy. I'm unable to focus.
But I do know that thing. I know that I'm right where I know it's starting to hit me when I turn my head and my eyes stay over here.
Exactly. See,
like the eyes take about so a 2-second delay. Yes, now we're all facing the right way.
Exactly. I mean, listen. I felt all of that.
So funny that it took that many sips.
Right. And I still never tasted the alcohol.
Tasted the alcohol. That's wild.
But I never tasted another
bit of that punch. You were done.
Touched that punch.
You were done.
So, and I think the real giveaway was the next time the woman came back. She had this big jug where she was refilling it the second time. She was refilling it. And this was after I had said, and I saw the Jose Cuervo around the bottle. And I was like, oh, they trying to kill me over here. They're trying to kill me.
You do like to accuse people of it. Nobody's trying to kill you.
Be true. Be true. All
right. So main topic for the day.
All right. So we're going to talk about the main topic of the day. And it's a great segue because I did this wedding and it just brought to mind all of the kind of stuff that people put in and go through with their weddings. Like, this woman's wedding, she's an old college friend. The wedding was really nice. It was, I thought it was well put together. As a DJ, you get some type of agenda that kind of says, here's the program or the schedule of the wedding. And I got my schedule about 5 or 6 days before. Let me take that back. I got a piece of the schedule that I thought was the full schedule. Okay. 2 weeks before. I didn't get the rest of the schedule until about 4 or 5 days before. Pages. And the total schedule was 7.5 pages long. It looked like a Tyler Perry script. That's the word I described it. It was so detailed. There was
nothing left. Nothing left to.
At least that's what she thought. Later there was something left off. But she tried
her best.
She had things like, I want you to play this song from the 14-second mark through the 1 minute and 9-second mark and fade it out and bring the next song in. Start that one at the 2 minute and 21-second mark. Fade that out at the 2 minute and 45-second mark. This is exactly what's written down on this thing.
And sometimes you're giving her more time. Sometimes it was like, play 27 seconds of this song.
Right.
By the time you even start the song,
it's gone.
It's time to be finished.
So it just made me think about all of the energy that people...
And the scripts. She has scripts written. Yes. How to introduce everybody.
Actual words.
Right. Not just this person has, they're into Lego or, if it's a kid or whatever. They're into anime.
Those are the type of things.
It was like,
read.
Say this about this person and do not say anything else. Right. Don't wing it. Do not wing it.
She left nothing to winging.
Yes.
She said, just say this. Yeah. And you don't have to just read.
Right.
So
just read the script.
What it made me think about is just how much energy people put into their weddings because of how important they think of them. And this is that relationship, in my opinion, between price and value.
Yes.
Between price and value. They spend lots of money so they get this price, but do they actually get value they get for what they have spent?
Right.
So I thought it was a good idea since we've had two weddings, if you want to call it that. We had a wedding and a vow renewal for us to kind of talk about how we felt about the value to price proposition of what we got. That cool?
That's cool. Let's do it.
All right. So let me start off by talking about the very first, when we first got married 29 years ago. All right. We talked about what we wanted to do for the wedding. We sat down and kind of said, this is what we're going to have. And I'm pretty young. I'm 24, maybe 25, maybe 24.
And I'm even younger.
And you're even younger. So you're 22. So we are trying to walk a fine line because we don't really have no money.
Right. I'm a full-time student. I don't even have a job.
Right. You're in graduate school. You don't even have a job. I'm out of school, but...
It's like your first job. Right. You're getting like first job pay.
I'm getting first job pay. So, and we don't come from well-to-do families. So what we spend is what we spend. What we spend. And in this case, is what I spend because we don't have no money at this point.
And we certainly didn't want to go into debt.
Right.
Trying to have a wedding.
So I think our original budget was $5,000. I think that's what we said we were going to try. We said our budget is going to be $5,000. So, I offered up things like we could have a reception in the backyard of this house.
Right. My aunt can cook really well.
My family does cookouts and all kind of stuff all the time.
Just have a cookout reception.
Right. And to me, that was fine. To you?
First of all, I didn't know what house you were even referring to.
I was referring to the house we were in.
Our house? Oh, hadn't we rented it out by then?
Oh, I don't know.
But anyway, okay. Right. Which is, it's a fine house. I was, it was enough space for us and da da da. But it was not where I wanted to show off to. There's a bit of showing off when you have something at your house. Just a bit. In some way. Is it the house?
Are you showing off the house?
Decor, the spaciousness, the something.
So
yeah, the wedding is a show, it's a little bit of a show of like, oh, this is my style. This is, what I think is nice. You kind of telling, and maybe showing off is not the right, but you're telling a story about yourself with an event such as a wedding.
So I disagree.
Okay.
We'll talk about what we got to in the end, which is fine for me.
Yeah.
So okay, so we offered up that we didn't even have a church.
I disagree with that. I didn't want to do that.
Right, she didn't want to do that, and then through a series of conversations, what I said was, this is really for you. I don't even really care or have any real care about the wedding. Right.
Your thing was, let's just keep it within this $5,000 that we can afford.
That's all we got.
And
we barely had that. Trust me when I tell you that. We barely.
Right. I understand. Trust. So I'm not sure where you want to go next with the story. But, because the other side of that, not even considering the money, was, we disagreed about a venue. So I was like, no way on the backyard. And at that time. And then, we had the issue where I come from a very, religious family that doesn't drink, that doesn't listen to secular music. And you were like, oh no.
It doesn't dance. That was the key. That was the key. And this is pre the overload of line dances. So my family had to do the electric slide. They were going, this is before the best man did the electric slide. This is before all those other people did the electric slide. And before there was a plethora of line dances out there that you could do now, that they have out there now.
We had the electric slide.
My family is going to do the electric slide. They're not going to come to a wet. We might be able to get away with no alcohol.
But
we might be able to get away with limited secular music. But the electric slide going to have to happen.
And I just couldn't see that going down well with my family, really, at the time anyway.
So if my memory serves me correctly, at that moment we decided we actually got it, had a series of arguments over these things.
We argued over these things. We certainly did. It was becoming less planning sessions and more just, arguing sessions of why not and no way and what about my family?
Right.
What about my family?
Right.
And till we said, you know what? Who's getting married here?
Yeah, I don't know who came up with the idea.
Two of us are getting married.
I'm not sure who was the person who broached the idea, but we broached the idea we would just go to the justice of the peace.
Yep.
And just get married.
Just forget all this stuff.
And so we go to the justice of the peace.
Everybody knew we were engaged.
Right.
Let's take
a step back before we go to the justice of the peace. I basically say to you, I am perfectly fine with this. Are you okay with this? Because you are foregoing all of those things that women traditionally want as part of their wedding day.
Right. Yeah. And see, I didn't need a wedding day. Like, my life is not complete if I don't have a wedding day, or I've been dreaming of a wedding day. So to not have a wedding day where everybody's gathering, in general, I'm a super private person, as we've just discussed, I quickly think that people are judging even when they're not judging, or I feel like, exposed to judgment that's what I'm saying. That's why I said the thing about, telling a story. I feel like I'm telling a story and then people can say, ooh, or whatever. And, or, judge me in some type of way. So I didn't need to have that exposure. It was not a disappointment to me in the least that we went to the Justice of the Peace. Right. It got out all of the things about whose family and could do what and who was cooking the potato salad and blah, blah, blah. It
went away.
Just all went away. And I was like, you know what? Yes, we want to be married to each other. We can get our life started and not go into debt, not spend a whole bunch of money that we didn't have on one day of an event. All of that.
So we go to the courthouse and we get married, and it cost us, and I mean, of course, these are numbers that I never forget in my life. It cost us $65. It cost us $35 for the marriage license and $30 for the woman to come from behind the counter after she gave us the marriage license and marry us. $65 was the total cost of everything.
We didn't even take any picture that
There's
day.
not even a picture of us. There's no
single picture of that.
It's not a picture
of it going down. We had one of my line sisters was there.
Right.
And my little sister was there.
And she's only there because you had to babysit her.
She was right. She was staying with us.
If she didn't have to babysit her,
right,
then nobody would have been there.
Well, we needed a witness, right?
The woman is the witness.
Is the witness. Why did we invite
to watch Chanel while we did this?
Yes, because my little sister was little, like sucking her thumb little.
Right.
At the time.
We need somebody to watch her while we get married. That sounds insane.
So crazy.
Can you watch this little kid right over here? Just hold over to the side while we get married, please. Just hold over here. We gotta do this. She's not our kid, but
watch her.
Can you watch her, please?
I mean, it wasn't even 20 minutes.
It wasn't 20 minutes. It wasn't 20 minutes at all.
Do you take this man? Do you take this woman?
Yep. And I even went to work that day and then came home from work and said, I'll meet you at the courthouse. We just I'll pick you up. We go to this courthouse.
And trust me, there was no bit of disappointment in my mind at all. I was so not disappointed. Because, if I'm going to do something like that, I want to do it in a way that I can be proud of. And so I was super fine with not doing it.
So then we fast forward. So that's a great segue. So we fast forward from there. We fast forward 15 years.
Yes.
And at this point, we got a couple of kids. We've finished school and all those things. Right. And we're both working. We're making good money.
Yes.
Much better money than we were making before.
Yes. By far.
And I go to work one day, and there is a woman who I am working with who is several years younger than me. Mm-hmm. And she is getting married, and she's going through all of this stuff and planning them. And I'm kind of getting to see it externally because she sits right next to me. So we talk about it and things like that. And in that conversation with her, I'm thinking to myself, Yalonda didn't get a chance to do any of this. So maybe for her birthday, because that's when, so I said, so for her birthday, what I'm going to do is my gift to her is going to be a check for some money and a couple of these bridal magazines that she got, and here plan us a wedding.
A wedding, a vow renewal. Yeah.
So I do that.
I'm shocked because, mind you, it's not like
we had
just been discussing it, that we had even said, oh, when we get to this level or when we, it wasn't even a thing. We had just moved on with life.
Right. So, so this time
pleasantly surprised.
She gets the books, and in the books, and this time it's a check for $10,000, which is double the budget from the first time. And this is a check. You can cash this check.
The money's right. They wouldn't charge anything.
Was $5,000 to be had. Just I got to figure out how we gonna get this $5,000. This was $10,000 that we had.
Right.
So I said, so I give it to her. So now we're gonna really, really do a real wedding.
Right.
All of those bells and whistles. 15 years later.
Right.
So now you get to do exactly what you said, which is tell the story. Tell the story you want to tell.
Yes, and I think we did that. First of all, getting the $10,000 check, I was like, oh, okay,
did you think it was enough?
We should be able to work with this. I don't remember whether I was thinking, this is not, definitely don't remember saying this ain't going to be enough. Because I can see some women might have got a check for $10,000 and be like, what am I supposed to do with this? These are the same people who was buying $1,000 Jimmy Choos. Oh, it's like, I can go shopping at below $10,000. But anyway, I just was like, okay, I understood that it was clearly a modest wedding budget. I didn't know that.
Really?
I didn't know it was a modest wedding budget. I didn't think it was like,
I had no idea.
Ooh, I'm going to have money left over.
I thought it was plenty. I mean, I thought it was so much. I can't even describe how much I thought it was. I thought it was so much.
I mean, right. I just felt, I felt like it fit us to spend that type of money. And I felt like it was possible for me to put on a nice event with the $10,000. Little did I know. Had a lot to learn that planning process. Number one, I wish someone had told me. When you say wedding, people automatically, the price goes up.
They change the prices.
The price goes up. When you say, I need this for a wedding. You go in, you buy, 3 bouquets because you're going to have a special gift to some mothers or something, some people who have given to charity, and they charge you one price. You say, I want to have 5 bouquets because I need, to give it to my bridesmaids. And all of a sudden they like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Same stuff, same shop, same flowers. But so yes, that was one of the first things I did was go to a website called The Knot.
Sure.
And because they walk you through like the whole process,
right,
in terms of timing, how far in advance you need to do this, that, or the other. Our anniversary is in July. My birthday is in December.
So you got 6 months.
So I had about 6 months of planning. And so they, some people have more like a year of planning, but they were like, at least 6 months or more, you can start doing this. So they had a whole thing and they would give you, it could cost you about this, and you could go on their website and you could choose your budget and, say what type of venue you wanted and where you lived, and they would try to match you up. So that is when I was like, oh, okay. This stuff, of course. But I think we did a really good job. I was very proud of the venue we chose, even though now looking back, it probably was a slave, it was
probably a slave
plantation.
Not even probably.
It's not called plantation. Like some of them are still called plantation. It wasn't called plantation, but it was a big house.
Formerly it was
on a big, lots of acreage in Maryland, very likely
slave plantation.
Plantation, yes.
But it has been taken over by the county
or City of Rockville, maybe.
City of Rockville.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there was the whole
Art and Civic Center, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing of, because so that's kind of, I narrowed down. I wanted to have it in a mansion, or a house. I wanted it to be, kind of intimate in that way, and so then, there were houses and mansions where you have to bring in everything, all of the tables, all of the linen, da 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 da. And then there's something like the one we chose, which is completely furnished. The furniture is always there. So there was seating. We didn't have to purchase seating. The house is decorated, so we did a few decorations around. I cut the cost on the flowers by only having real flowers for me and my 2 bridesmaids, which started out as just the one maid of honor, but through
So let me
through my feelings for someone.
This is exactly
where we are. Be in my wedding.
This is exactly where I am. That's again the perfect segue. Just the perfect segue. You just let them talk themselves to the segue. It's the perfect segue. So
talk themselves.
So the way I remember it, all of the things you're saying about the outcomes are true.
Right.
No doubt. The way I remember it is you started your process. I said, just let me be in charge of the music. And you think, okay, that's fine. You can do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
that's your specialty.
So I said, so that's fine. And this is before I was ever a DJ. I wasn't even DJing then. So that's all I asked for. And I remember you saying, well, we got to go to visit this place and we got to go visit.
Yeah.
So we visited the 6 or 7 different places.
Things that that were in our budget and that fit the kind of place I wanted.
Yes. We went to those places and I remember saying, you got to decide because we got to go on to what the next things are. You just got to decide. And you balance.
It was some wrestling. Yes.
You struggled with that for a while. And then the second thing that I remember you struggling with was you went looking for these dresses and you trying to find your dress and you struggle with that. And then I think I don't remember the exact words, but I said something to you like, you got to do this or we got to decide this. And you came at me so hard, back at me so hard that I was like, what the hell?
What did I say?
I don't know. But what I do know is I left the house and went to work at 9:00 at night and stayed there until 7:00 in the morning.
Oh,
and worked all night thinking to myself, I can't even believe we here. This was supposed to be a fun activity and it's turned into just mayhem. And, in my mind, I was like, she has become.
See, these are the things I block out.
A person who is already married has become those women who, not Brazil, I didn't say that, has become, having these tendencies that a lot of these brides who are trying to get married, all of the stuff that you see on TV and, not Bridezilla. Bridezilla is
it's got me out. Okay, I wasn't Bridezilla.
I wouldn't say you got the Bridezilla. You would just.
But I just, I was trying to tell a story.
Right.
I had a vision, which I thought was a modest vision, but the prices just weren't working with me.
So,
and I was not having.
And I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to tell a story. I was trying to have a party.
Yeah,
I was trying to have a party, and I don't know that I had the language to say those words then, or
right. We probably neither one of us had the language. I didn't have the language I needed to tell you, what I wanted, and what I was trying to accomplish, and. Yeah, you probably didn't have,
it was, so I didn't have it, but it was almost like there was nothing I could say. So I called you from work because I didn't even come home. I continued to just work. When the people started coming in and were like, wow, you here? And I said, yes. And I've been here all night, grinding through the things that I need to get done. Listening.
I'm going to accomplish something.
Just angry.
Yeah.
And then I called you.
You thought I was ungrateful?
Absolutely. So I called you about 10:00 and said, do you want to go to lunch? And you said yes. And I said, I'll meet you at Houlihan's. And we met at Houlihan's and we had lunch and we talked. And I told you how I felt and you listened and then you told me how you felt. And from that lunch meeting, the rest of the process was
much better.
Much better. We didn't have no problem.
We needed to get on the same page.
And the things that for me that came out of that was you decided on some things. You said, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And there was no more, we got to look around for any of those things. Right. You decided on your dress.
Perfection.
And you decided on the venue and, then we could move forward. The only thing left really that was big was the caterer. And we could decide on that later.
Right. Right. And that was something that you were excited about choosing as well.
The caterer?
And the food. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
The food was super important. So we both were going to.
You want people to eat, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Even at a party.
Right.
You throwing a party, you want people to eat.
Right.
So now let's talk about this. So did we get our value out of both of the things? Do you think we got the value out of $65? For sure.
For sure. We kicked off the start to our life together as husband and wife.
For $65.
For $65. We didn't have to worry about who was pleased, who was displeased, who approved, who didn't approve.
Right.
It was all about us.
Right. So the focus was on the marriage, not on
the marriage.
It allowed us to be focused on the marriage.
Yes.
Not on the bills we created from the wedding and any of those kind of things.
Who was coming, who was the guest list? Because then also when we planning the vow renewal, we realized that guest list, woo!
I mean, our guest list was...
And it had nothing... We didn't fight about the guest list, but...
Our guest list was about 130 people total. And so, she come from a relatively small family. I come from a huge family.
Multiple prongs.
Yes, both of my parents have big families, and both of my parents remarried people who have big families.
So, and they were all local.
And the great majority of them are local. The great majority of them are local.
So it's like, dude.
So
everybody can't come.
Everybody, and I said, and I understood that from the beginning. Right. So
our friends have got to come. We got to have some friends.
So what we did, and it worked out the way it worked out, was we kind of delegated some of those things. So I said to my father, "You got 20 tickets.
Right.
You figure out who on your side of the family you think is appropriate to come." And I did the same for my mom and for my stepmom and for my stepfather, and they kind of all worked together to do those things. And even with that, my father called me 3 times
to ask for more tickets.
He said, "I need more tickets," and I said, "I don't have no more tickets." And he said, "If I pay for their plates, can they come?
We add them?
Can we add them? If I buy their plates with the caterer, can we add them?" I was like, "Sure." Well, that works for me,
right?
Because
you're not messing up my budget.
You're not messing up my budget, and the place can hold the people.
Right,
it wasn't
about the number of people.
It was about how much we were going to spend for the caterer to do the things that they had to do. Yeah. So he said, and he added his people, and he wrote me a check for his people, and his people came. Some came, some didn't. Like
the order was made.
The order was made.
Check was cash.
Can't do nothing about that. So the $10,000 budget broken.
Yeah, we broke the budget. I broke the budget, I guess. I mean, just because knowing, right? We just didn't know how much things cost. The caterer, the cake, because we wanted the food to be good. We didn't just want, the cheapest food that we can get. We wanted people to enjoy themselves. And we ended up with past hors d'oeuvres.
Correct.
And did we do a buffet?
We did
stations.
stations.
Stations. Yes. That
We
was
did
the thing.
stations.
Yes.
Because we had no formal seating.
Right. We weren't,
because it was a
people weren't
house.
at tables. It was just a house. So there was, some couches here, some sitting chairs here. So people would just be all over some outside, some inside. So people would just be all over the place.
Right.
Eating. So yeah, it was easier to have like small plates and you just go and get what you needed.
So looking back,
we also didn't do alcohol.
No, we didn't do alcohol.
That saved
that saved a lot of money. That saved a lot of money.
That saved a lot of money.
So looking back,
yeah, but then for the value, like I said, I really am proud of the event that we put together. I was proud of. I thought we did a great job. The venue was just everything I needed it to be. The outside grounds where we actually did the ceremony. Oh, we did have to get chairs for the ceremony, I think.
Yeah.
The homemade, I made the programs. We did get the invitations printed. That was before Evites, and people are doing Evites for their wedding invitations now, but we had paper invitations and paper thank you cards and stuff that were designed by us and printed.
I think we still got some.
I'm sure we do. I know we do. So I mean, everything about it, I loved. There's not a thing. We had a live band.
Yeah.
We had live singers.
Yeah.
We had a DJ.
Yeah, we did not.
We just, right, because you were going to have a DJ make a playlist.
So
you ended up making the playlist yourself.
Here's how I became a DJ. This is how I became a DJ.
It's what sparked you to say, I could be a DJ.
So
I could do this.
I have a couple of friends, and one friend in particular who is like a Grammy award winning DJ. And I reached out to him and I said, can you do me a favor? And the next time you go out, record yourself. And if you just record yourself, I will take that and I will play it in the breaks in between my band. And he was like, no problem. I said, but the only thing I ask is, got to be clean music. Got to be clean music because of the audience that I had.
Right, everything.
And he said, no problem. I got you. So we are 2 weeks before the ceremony, and I have been trying to get in touch with him, and I haven't been able to get in touch with him. So I finally get in touch with him, and he's like, I wish you back up off me. I'm going, so I'm like, all you got to do is tell me no. Say yes, say no. He said, I got you, but just I need you to back up off me. I said, dude, I got to get this done. So anyway, he sends it to me, and the first song on the list he's on the recording that he sends me is Gangsta Bitch by Apache. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I supposed to do with this?
He said, if you don't wait, this is what you're going to get.
So
you don't want to wait.
I said, I thanked him, but I couldn't use it.
Right.
So because I couldn't use it, what I ended up doing was I had a whole bunch of music in the basement. So I downloaded some DJ software and I said, I'm just going to put this together myself, like an old school mixtape.
Right.
And I just put together a list of songs that I thought and tried to put them together. And then I realized I needed 2 hours worth, and I was only able to really do an hour, not really knowing what I was doing. So I reached out to one other DJ, a friend of mine, and told him what I needed. And within 48 hours, he sent me something. And when I listened to what he did and when I listened to what I did, I said, he a professional and I am not. And that was what sparked.
But it wasn't that huge of a difference between.
The music selection was good. Right. We were really close on good music selection.
You didn't have transition.
How he put it together and how it was just on time and all these different type of things. I was like, how did you do this? Because I'm sitting in, I can't do this. And then, that was the beginning of me becoming, any semblance of a DJ.
Yes, you're right. The interest was sparked, and you love music so much. You were like, it's worth it for me to learn how to
how to do this.
Yeah.
And then within a year, I was doing, I was doing it. So, but it was our vow renewal. So
we did a lot of things ourselves, as you can see.
All right.
We didn't, so even though you were still modest, it just was more than $10,000.
So the only thing that I would change is I wouldn't let my father be the videographer. Not because I don't think he's good.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with what I think about him as a videographer. It is the same reason I didn't, for the event that we got coming up, for the 50th anniversary of the Sigmas. It's the same reason I don't want any of the Sigmas from the chapter who are DJs. There's a ton of DJs, including myself, to be DJs at this event.
Because you want them to just enjoy.
I want them to enjoy the event.
Right.
Because when you come to work, you come to work.
Right.
And
it's hard to pull yourself away. Like, oh, this is such a, moment.
Right.
But it's captured more through the eye of the father as opposed to through the eye of the professional videographer.
Right. It just it's divided loyalties and divided time. If you come in there and you come in there to work, then you come in there and you come in there to work.
Right.
If you come there and it happens to be your child or somebody who you're
family,
then you can be swept up in the familyness of what's going on. And that's what I would not have, I should not have put my dad in that position to have to toil with those things, even though he wanted to. I should have told him no, not because I don't think he can do it, but because I don't think he should do it.
Right. It's just tough on you trying to like you did say split kind of your role.
You're splitting your role.
Role as a father of the groom is a very different role than the videographer.
Right. Right. You don't get to enjoy it as much, in my opinion.
And there was moments that he couldn't capture, but he did have someone helping him.
He had no.
I thought he had a second person that because like for the whole time we're down taking family pictures, nothing is being videoed.
Correct. Correct. You are correct.
So yeah, that I guess I can see that.
So
I can see you.
So to do my advice to everybody out there who might be listening to this or might hear this is to say, you might have family members or people that are very good at something. And if they're going to be involved in the wedding at any level, whether it's a best man, whether it's this, try to avoid using them in that capacity, not because you don't want to patron.
Well, not the best man. I mean, that's a fine job for a brother.
But you don't want him also working.
Right, yeah.
You don't.
Okay, I just want you to be clear about what you're saying. Okay, yeah. You're not trying to.
Right. Your best man could be a caterer. Role. You want him, if he got a staff.
Right. His staff can do it.
Right. But he shouldn't be part of it.
He shouldn't be catering. He shouldn't be working at your wedding. Yeah, I get that.
Even if he owns a catering service, it's still hard because he's still
going to have some
paying attention to what's going on. I need y'all to get
more ham over here or whatever the case.
And so that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So
no, you make definitely a good point. But we had a ball. Our people had a ball.
Yep, we had a great time.
And we only stretched the bank. We didn't really break the bank.
I think we got out for 15.
Yeah.
I think we got out for 15.
Yeah. Which is good. And in terms of value, for sure. For sure.
So
the value is all there.
Well, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about these things, and my big point is it was much easier to focus. By the time we had the wedding, the full blown wedding, the marriage was solid.
Right.
So it was much easier to focus on. We had the skills to deal with conflict because we had conflict while we were trying to put it together, and we had developed a strong enough bond, and we had enough experience overcoming those kinds of things that it wasn't going to break us. Even though I had to spend the night at the office because I couldn't even stand to look at you at that moment because I just couldn't. But I wasn't going to leave. I just was.
And you weren't going to call the whole thing or calling the whole thing.
I wasn't going to call the whole thing off.
Yeah.
So, and I knew we'd just have some lunch and I could just put my thoughts on the table and we can work this out. We can work through this.
Make it less confrontational and just like a meeting of minds.
But you had already figured out that we were in a bad place.
Oh, of course.
And by the time you got to that meeting, you said, okay, I decided on this venue. The dress is ready, and not ready, but the dress is chosen.
The dress from. I got a great price on the dress.
We're going to do this.
It's a designer dress for a fraction of the designer cost. Yeah.
So you had decided on all those things. So you was like, oh no, we gotta tighten this up.
Let me tighten it up. July is coming.
So
yes.
So those, I think it was great value too. I think we got the value out of both of them. Of course, we got the value out of $65.
It wouldn't be hard. As long as we stay married.
You got that value. So, and I think doing it later on in the marriage was much more a celebration of the marriage that we had than introduction of the marriage.
Right. Introduction to the marriage and, just a day where you're like so focused on that day that you lose focus on the actual marriage.
Right.
Like you're starting a life together after this one day.
Right. We had already
all of that.
Our life,
kids and everything.
Our life was well established. Well, I mean, not all great because there was some times.
Oh, of course.
But we had been through some ups and some downs by the time we got there. Some real ups and some real downs as a married couple.
Right. And we, I was going to say we legitimately had something to celebrate. And I don't want to say that because even if you're just getting married, you still legitimately have something to celebrate. It's just the perspective was there.
I think you celebrating I would say weddings today tend to celebrate the wrong thing. They're celebrating I'm going from single to not being single anymore.
Right.
And that's what you're celebrating. We're tying the knot from being
that's something to celebrate.
It is.
But it's something to be serious-minded about.
It's the beginning.
It's something to focus on,
It's like celebrating kindergarten. You here and you got in.
Preschool to kindergarten. Yay.
It's like celebrating kindergarten.
You have so much
runway ahead of you.
To do.
So much ahead of you.
Yes.
And, so anyway. All right.
So, yeah.
Thank you guys for
what you will.
Our kind of our jaunt down memory lane.
Yes.
But kind of hopefully you got some things out of it that we, at least what we think. I can't speak for nobody else, but at least for what we think.
What we think is important to consider when you're
it wasn't always
wedding.
It wasn't always so, right, in planning a wedding. So please make sure you like, share, and
comment and
subscribe. We are on this Sunday.
Yes.
Please make sure you come through twitch.tv/DJ C Sharp. I have such trouble saying
twitch.tv/DJ C Sharp.
I have such trouble saying.
There's a lot of stuff going on that's at the front of your mouth in between your teeth. DJ C Twitch.tv. Yes, there's a lot going on there.
Yes. This won't be out before this weekend, but we're going to Hippomay Live this weekend. We'll be in Vegas for the Streamer Social. Las Vegas the last weekend in September. This will definitely be out before then. I'll put a flyer on this so that you can see it.
Hosted by DJ IQ Music.
Yep, DJ IQ Music.
EYE.
And Queen B. Queen B B13.
I know that's right. Come on, Queen B.
So we'll be out there, and I think it's about 30 different DJs coming in from all over the country. Twomp is coming in from California, San Francisco. Kev G is coming in from Connecticut. Drew Williams is coming in from New York. Diva is coming in from LA. Brax is coming in from LA and Atlanta and the DMV, depending on where he's coming from. I'm not sure. Those are all the places that he kind of lives. Stress is coming from the West Coast as well. And I just don't have the full list. There's a full list of.
Sure why you started to try to say it.
But
these are just four examples.
I'm just trying to pick people from different places.
Right.
Different places. Anchorage, Alaska. Okay. That's where our guy, what's his name? DJ Reggie Ward. He's coming in from Anchorage, Alaska. Okay. So Luciano Solo will be here this weekend for Hippo Man.
Yeah, you told me that.
But yes, you didn't know he's from Anchorage?
No, I did not know he was from Anchorage or Alaska in any way.
Yeah, he'll be down.
I didn't know I knew someone from Alaska.
Cello Music will be there from New Mexico.
All right.
So it's a lot of people from a lot of places coming in. DJ C Sharp will be in there from the DMV.
I know that's right. Come on, DJ C Sharp.
So we're going to have a good time. So we'll post some stuff about it when we get a chance. Maybe we'll do some video and do an episode, a recap or something.
Sure. Yeah. It was very fun last year.
It's much bigger this year.
Yeah.
It's different places.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how it pans out.
How it all comes together.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. We hope to see you at the next episode of Rhythm of Love, the podcast.
Just stay tuned.
Do we have a closing?
We do not have a closing. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. We don't have a closing. We work on a closing.
We're not yet.
We hope you've enjoyed another exciting episode of Rhythm of Love, the podcast, hosted by Clarence and Yalonda Lewis.
Theme song by Kendra R.
Book graphics by Rihanna Denise.
More information is available at cYLentertainment.com.
Please join us on Sunday nights for our live stream on twitch.tv/DJC Sharp.